without it, we can sort of the two options here are we can furnish all of you with proper navigational lights and be out past dark, or we can be in by full dark. We don't have proper navigational lights for our kayaks.
So that's before full dark then?
Yeah, so we just want to try and be in before full dark. So that's sort of going to, dictate how long we spend in certain spots.
Let's go then.
Yeah, the other thing is, if we hear thunder, we got to come in.
Okay. It's right in the cart, right there in the back.
In the back?
There you go.
Right there.
You know they'll never find it if you don't put it back where it was.
We get a single, and you two are in a tandem.
We are.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Here are the boats. I think that's So the ship spiel basically goes like follows. I'm going to turn myself around. Feeling a little... Here we go. Right. There's really not a lot to the spiel actually, but the ships moved out here in early 1948. Until 1964, there was a ferry that ran through here. That was the Cape Charles to Little Creek ferry. It moved from Cape Charles in December 1947 down to Kiptopeke. The ships came out as a breakwater for that. The ferry moved away in '64 when the Bay Bridge Tunnel opened up. The ships were originally constructed for World War II. After Pearl Harbor and the Battle of the North Atlantic and Japanese submarine successes in the Pacific, the United States basically found itself in a position of not having enough shipping, both military and civilian, and also not enough steel or access to steel to keep up with all the demand for military product as well as shipping. So, rather than skimp on something, the Department of the Navy decided to revive some old World War I era research into building ships out of concrete. The reason that research had been abandoned was that it was really expensive. But that being said, it ended up working out pretty well. There was nothing wrong with the viability of the ships. They were easy to construct. They were built by a company out of Philadelphia, and it took about 30 days to construct and launch each ship. That's 30 days from the very beginning of construction to launching the ship for sea trials. So, like I said, quite quick.
So these
Bows and sterns is going to be sort of one tower. So a couple different series, but they were all manufactured sort of as the same run. And that started in 1942. There's 9 of them out here, and they are all named after, and I can't remember any of the names, except I think the northern...
There's one named Atlas.
I can believe it. And I believe the northern one is named the Arthur Wilson, but I'm not sure. And basically they're all named after people who were really influential in the concrete industry and the pioneering of concrete as a building material. So from that, basically after the war ended, we had a surplus rather than a deficit of shipping. And so the concrete ships got sold off all around the world. They were sold all around the world. There were some off the coast of Delaware, I believe. And And even in World War II, several were sunk off the coast of Normandy to protect the beachheads and the landings out there.
Now, these were sunk, but they didn't open the hull and sink them. They just put them where the water was too low.
No, they opened the stovecocks in the bottom. They were scuttled. Yeah. So deliberately sunk. They were towed out here from South Carolina.
Okay, I thought they just dropped them where it was low.
Nope. So the water here is like 15 to 20 feet deep, and these are resting on the bottom, which should give you some sense of the scale involved of the ship. I mean, they were fully seagoing vessels. So
You don't realize until they pull some of those things out of the water what's underneath them.
Oh yeah. After and you know, everybody who sailed in them really liked them. They were apparently very stable.
Yes, so.
And the way the concrete works made them ideal to basically be refrigeration ships. So a lot of what the concrete ships were used for was shipping commodities like ice or frozen meat, dairy, that kind of stuff. Anything that needed to stay cool would be shipped in one of these rather than a steel vessel, because the insulation was better. Big questions.
I didn't realize those were so much further out. I thought it was supposed to be straight line.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a crooked T sort of formation. And as we get over to those, you'll see just how much the differences in weathering are. The seaside of the northern ships versus the seaside of the southern ships. Up that one, yeah, up there we have an osprey nest. Big platform nest up there, so keep an eye out for it. There's a whole bunch of seabirds out here. The ships have been in place for 66 years. In that time, there have been some people who've been on them, but not very many. And they've basically been left as a bird habitat. Several different species of seagulls, terns, brown pelicans, even pigeons, and some other seabirds as well use these as more or less permanent homes. And then we have a few migrants and vagrants that wind up here as well. 2 weeks ago we found a praying mantis, which is not something I expect to find out here.
No.
By vagrants, I know
It's got blown out here.
Huh?
by vagrants, I know you didn't mean people.
I do.
Yeah, I thought.
Usually the people who end up out here fall into one of two camps. They're either bored tourists who aren't smart enough to not climb up on these, or they are Marines. Or Navy SEALs, that kind of thing. The Navy base in Norfolk occasionally uses these as a training destination, and they'll have helicopters fly out and drop Marines and sailors from a fast range onto the ships.
That's my favorite one. Looks like a rooftop garden.
Yeah. So we're gonna, we can just sort of calmly paddle down, check out the length of it. There are gaps and stuff in between the ships and even in the ships, like this hole right here. Please do your best to not, no matter how tempting it is, don't paddle inside the ships or between them. Or if you're in the park tomorrow, drop by the store and drop it down.
Yeah, I did. At first, but you had somebody in there with a little ranger guy. He was visiting in the candy bar. Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah.
They've been all on the ship. It's funny because they'll right as we approach them, they fly 10 feet down, and then they go again, they 10 feet down.
I always wondered why they would have to. All right, what's that kind of navigation? Is that how she thing? With an antenna?
This thing.
It just doesn't look like something that you can do. the Cape Cod. And that's what our White House people are. It's got a lot of